Hey, guys. Welcome. This is your bite-sized nugget. This is an idea that needs to be said, but it's probably not a full podcast. So today I want to talk about a party I went to. Okay, so last week's episode was with Lenore Skenazy, the free range kids OG godmother. Love her. So after we were done recording, she said, "Hey, do you want to come to a party on Saturday?" So we had recorded, I think, on a Thursday. I was like, you're inviting me to a party? And if you listen to that episode, she had said that she has a summer home where the kids are all running wild and free, and it's a bungalow colony, and so it's in New York. It's about an hour away from Manhattan. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Did you just invite me to a party like in 3 days?" And she was like, "Yeah, you should come." I was like, "I'm coming. Definitely, I'm coming." So I she sends me the invite and I go, and it's this bungalow colony, which is like a throwback from the 1950s, right? They had these like colonies. It's like a campground basically, but with bungalows, and they're not full season. They're pretty run down and ramshackle. They're not like, they're not luxury. It's not like a summer home. But the kids, there's a lake and there's camp activities, there's a pool, and the kids are running free, which is it's in keeping. It's like one of those cool, like free range, idyllic situations for kids. And so I get there, and of course, I have to drive 3.5 hours. I got stuck in traffic, so it actually took me 5.5 hours. But I was like, "This is my idol. How can I not go?" And walking in cold to a party is hard. Like when you don't know and you're already fucking fangirling over somebody, it's really hard to just walk into a party of people that you don't know. And I know she, was a news columnist with New York Times, so I knew I'd probably see some kind of sparkly people. And I get there and just super cute. Like the whole thing, Lenore Skenazy herself just loves everything old. So the kitchen was all very retro. And the people were just so great. There were just groups of people sitting around talking. And I just would sit down and, "Oh, hi, I'm Jamie." And they were like, "Oh, how do you know Lenore?" And it was really cute. She like introduced me to people. And she's like, "Well, I just met Jamie 3 days ago. I recorded a podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, but I've known Lenore for 17 years." So there's this like uneven relationship. And everybody was just so nice. And the conversation was so great. And that's really what I want to talk about, the conversation. But what happened is, as I'm sitting there talking to people are just conversing and so curious. It was the best conversation I have had in so long. But what I learn as people are speaking is that I am breathing rare air. I am with reporters and journalists who have broke all the major stories, like name a headline and they were at this party. Then they got book deals because breaking this story. There were publishing giants there. It was wild. And like I started to almost hyperventilate. And I don't remember when I met Mark Sisson and I like cried. And I guess I was like, "Stay chill, Jamie, stay chill." And so I was like, "Oh, okay." Like tenured professors of journalism at Columbia. And I, it was my first time. Like I know my book has been successful. I know that, oh crap, potty training has actually broken a lot of industry records, like how fast it was published, how well it did, blah, 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 blah. But they knew me. So when I was like, "Oh yeah, oh, what's your podcast?" People were asking, and "Oh, that's great. How do you know Lenore?" Like everybody had their own free range movement because they all had kids at the same time. So her letting her kid take the subway, like when that whole story blew up, these were her people, and everybody had their own free range kid story, but they knew who I was. And I was like, "Holy shit, am I a big dog?" Like I didn't know. I've always maintained that my career has been sort of accidental, like a snowball going down the hill. And of course, I've made the podcast. I've done well with the concept, and I've made it a pretty big business. But it was really kind of thrilling, I think. And I had to sit there and like kind of take breaths of like, "You deserve a seat at this table." Like it hadn't occurred to me that I deserved a seat at that table beforehand. So anyway, that alone, like even when I left, I got a hotel because I knew I wouldn't want to drive home that far again. But I was like, just, I was replaying some of the cool conversations, and I just sat there and I was breathing, and I was like trying to like expand expand my own sense of self, not like to be superior, not to blow myself up, but like to hold the idea that holy shit, am I a like I can run with the big dogs. Okay. But what was even better was the absolute crazy conversation. Everybody, nobody was clicky. Everybody was just like, "Oh, hey, here, sit down. We're just talking about, so and so broke that big story, and we were just talking about the book deal she got." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then somebody would be like, "Oh, well, you were with Simon and Schuster. What did you do?" And we had this like, effortless kind of flow about publishing. Nobody talked about menopause. Nobody talked about their feelings. Nobody talked about, well, they talked about their kids a little bit, but not as like a big thing. Everybody was so curious. They asked good questions, and probably because they're reporters and journalists and writers, right? But it was so emotionally filling because I think we've lost the art of conversation, guys. I think with social media, and with like the world being so polarized and divided, and even in when we talked about in the village episodes of like, we're so attuned to like, what's your badge? Oh, you're a homeschooling mom. You must be religious and wear a jumper. You must be shielding your kids. Oh, you do this. You vaccinate. You don't. You circumcise. You don't. You like this political party. You don't. We're so attuned to these things and these labels, and we want people like to be like us that we are more like on dating apps in real life. Like we're more looking for an outside criteria than we are looking to talk to the person in front of us and find out. And one of the more amazing things, even though these people were like really cool, of course, and like I had a little stars in my eyes because like, holy shit, these people are like at the top of their career. And it's so interesting to me. Of course, they were just people, right? Like at the bottom of it, they were just people. And everybody was so interesting, and they had such interesting stories. Like this one reporter who broke this huge story. She broke the college the celebrities paying for their kids to get to Ivy League. She had just had spinal surgery, and she had spinal surgery when she was 9 months pregnant, and then she how early motherhood was so hard for her. It was so interesting though, because like what an interesting thing to talk about. And I just found it so wild that we don't talk like that anymore. We talk to say our piece. We talk to let you know how we feel. We talk to, I think we're not asking questions anymore. Now, I'll be 57 this year, you guys, and I'll once in a while I'll go on the dating apps and they are trash. Oh my God. If you are partnered up, just stay partnered up. It's nightmare out there. But one of the things that I have always complained about is like, wow, there's no curiosity. Like people are just checking off their list and they just want this like outside criteria instead of learning about a person. And anyway, I just wanted to mention it because let's bring back conversation and asking good questions and trying to like when anybody's in front of us, everybody has a story. You may think you are the most boring, slow living, introverted person who does nothing. And I can guarantee there is something fascinating about you. And I want to know. And I want to know all the things about all the people. And I wish we could bring back like the old school salons. I used to have one. We used to do this in San Francisco when I lived there. We just gather people and talk about ideas and nothing though, like nothing political, nothing activist. We would just talk about, philosophically. And we kind of don't have that in colleges anymore because now you need a job. Like you can't like, are there philosophy majors anymore in college? um, but it's so emotionally filling. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up to encourage you guys when you see the other mom at the park, when you talk about building a village, the way in is to ask questions. Everybody loves to tell about themselves, but when you get that ebb and flow of asking questions back and forth, oh my God, it's so interesting to hear all of people's experiences and different viewpoints about just life. So that to me was like the best thing about it. It was just really cool to be around a large group of conversationalists. So yeah, bring back the conversation, ask questions. We're all fascinating. We really are. All right, that's all.